Fisher, what are we doing?
We got science going on today. We got this one strapped up to the toter here. We're gonna try and showcase axle wrap. Then we're gonna install some components to make that go away and see how that does afterwards.
Yeah, she's got some serious axle wrap.
We're gonna install some overload leafs today and see how well it does at getting rid of those.
Custom.
How's it going, guys? Fisher here again. Today we're chasing back another problem of my XJ. I've been fighting for the last couple months an axle wrap problem and I just can't get it to go away. Both of my pinion angles in my rear and my front are basically perfect and I can't get the axle wrap to go away. I've still got a pinion vibration, I've got the slip yoke eliminator, I've got the double cardan drive shaft, I've even cut and turned the front C's, and we're still chasing down a pinion vibration. We did a little preliminary testing. We were checking out how much axle wrap we're actually experiencing on the vehicle. Cut to that footage. So as you can see, that pinion is not stationary whatsoever. Wherever you're driving, when you're accelerating, the pinion's cranking up towards the ceiling, and under braking, it's hitting the floor. So we're going to be getting rid of this existing anti-wrap leaf because clearly it's not doing a whole lot. And we're going to switch over to one of our options here that we've got. This is our XJ Overload leaf spring. This one's installed on the bottom of your leaf pack and definitely helps with the axle wrap. We're going to give you a little bit of a comparison today so you can take a look at how much that actually helps your axle wrap. We're going to start tearing this one down, but today we're going to be doing a little bit differently than we normally are because Charlie broke his damn Jeep again and it's stuck on the hoist. So we're working on the ground like most of you guys today. We're going to start tearing this one down and getting this leaf back installed. Uh-oh. Shocks.
Oh, the shocks. Duh.
Shocks. There we go.
Now it'll droop.
There we go. We do include new centering pins because these centering pins, they get old, they get rusty. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna break on the way out. So when you're taking these ones apart, before you take the centering pin out, it's super important to remember to clamp the leaf pack because if you don't clamp the leaf pack ahead of time, it's gonna explode in your face and that's gonna be a dangerous mess. So we don't need that happening. And when you're clamping these ones down, you're going to want to hold this one up to make sure that your clamps aren't going to be in the way of the work here. When you saw the clamp before, I had one of these clamps a little too far this way and would have interfered with the actual leaf spring we're trying to add here. Nice, didn't break this time. So now that we've got the leaf pack fully disassembled, we can talk options here. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to elect to completely replace this factory overload leaf here with our curved overload leaf. I think that that's going to give me the best possible chance of eliminating the axle wrap and making this a much better to drive vehicle. So we have this one here. We're going to stack it like this today, but alternatively, if you wanted to, you could take this overload leaf here that you got from the factory. You could reinstall that one directly underneath this one. The reason that we're installing this one underneath the new leaf is because this one's completely flat and this one's going to actually curve with the leaf spring and support it. So we've got these centering pins that come with the kit. These ones are super long, so if you've got a custom leaf pack that you're working with, it's got a whole bunch of leaves in there, this should work for a ton of leaves. Now that we've got the overload leaves installed, we have the long end oriented towards the front because when we're wrapping the axle, we want to make sure that it's going to have that resistance up there in the front. In terms of a lift height, with these ones, we took out one that was just under about a ½ an inch thick. These ones are just about an 1/8 inch more, and they do support it a little bit. I imagine we're going to get maybe an additional ½ inch out of this pack. It's not going to be a whole lot. If you've got an old tired factory leaf, it's kind of going into a W shape, These are going to do a whole much better job of spreading out that load across the entire leaf pack, so you can get more even distribution and you'll get a little more lift height out of it. So this is the leaf that we took out. You can see the centering pin's oriented upwards, but this one, it's kind of bowed the wrong way. So it's not really doing its job as an overload leaf for canceling that axle wrap. This one's more of a frowny face, and we switched it over to a smiley face. We're gonna be a lot happier with this leaf.
Working on the floor.
Just floor things.
Shove the axle forward.
There we go. When you're doing this, probably should use new U-bolts. These ones are going to come back out pretty soon. We got a few other things planned. So I'm a firm believer in the torque wrench. When we've got these ones all snugged down, we snugged them down with the gun. We got them just to where the point where they're actually grabbing. And I'm going to go through here and I'm going to torque these kind of back and forth in a star pattern. And I'm going to work with against both different leaf packs here, so I can ensure that we're stretching each of these U-bolts evenly, not causing any weird hot spots, making sure that leaf pack is grabbed nice and evenly on all four corners. These ones are going to go to 100 foot-pounds. They're half 20.
It's like your calibrated arm.
I'm right there. There it is. It's weird how calibrated my arm is. Now that we've got this side all buttoned up, we're going to switch over to the other side, get that one done, but we're not going to bore you with any of that. We've already seen how it's done here on this side. I'm just going to wrap up that other side, and then we're going to get to the test footage, a little before and after comparison for you guys. Whoa.
Does it feel different?
It feels better already.
No way.
It's not a drastic change. I still got some interesting noises coming from my front end here. Oh yeah. That's better than I expected it to be.
How does it feel?
I still have a vibration. I think it's coming from the front right now. We haven't fully refined the pinion in the front. We certainly haven't eliminated all of the wrap, but it's better. I think the only way that we're going to truly get rid of it is by switching over to the 4-link system, because then we've got nice solid links that are actually holding it in place, won't allow it to wrap. One thing that I noticed right off the rip is taking off from a stop feels a lot less like I'm loading the vehicle before it actually starts to move. Before I was noticing when you actually press the gas, it would give it a moment, you'd feel a little bit of a squat in the back end, and then it would kind of take off. Now it's kind of just taking off. Obviously there's still a little bit of axle wrap with this leaf still. Maybe we can add back in those other ones at some point and double check and see if that will help it at all. I think this one's going to do a much better job overall because it's actually arced to go with the leaf springs. I can't imagine that installing those will do much more of a difference, and it'll get me probably a little bit more lift height that I'm actually looking for. So to wrap everything up, we've got the overload leaves installed. They definitely helped with the axle wrap a little bit. They didn't completely eliminate it. The only two ways we can completely eliminate it is either with a traction bar system or with our 4-link kit. So we're gonna have to see what that does. Coming up next. Stay tuned.